Hi, this is Caroline, and I'll be talking about sacred unions today. Sacred union is basically the spiritual version of romantic love, right? So the idea being, as a spiritual person, we're always trying to we're on this journey of self-discovery and really trying to heal ourselves and balance ourselves within. So the way that personal self journey relates to a sacred union is that we choose as a spiritual person on this self journey is that we want a partner to share it with, right? Like all people do, we want to you want love in your life, and you want a partner to love and share your life with. So as in the spiritual community, I'll say, we see it as a union of two people coming together that are healthy and balanced and within themselves. So they're really wanting to balance that masculine, feminine energy within them, and being healthy spiritually, energetically, and emotionally, right? This idea of sacred union is that when we are balanced within ourselves, that we will attract a balanced complementary partner. So being like one partner is the divine feminine and the other partner is the divine masculine. Now, this has nothing to do with physical gender, because of course there are many different type of relationships. So it's not a physical feminine masculine, it's more of an energetic thing. So it being that a divine partnership is a divine partnership of a divine feminine energy and a divine masculine energy. Now, divine masculine energy is very active. We can think of this as we'll think of it as astrology, right? So Mars is the Roman god of war. He's very action oriented. That's your drive in your chart. That is your anger, that is your sexual essence, right? So as a masculine energy, that is how we get stuff done, how we take action, how we go after things. It's and if you think of the stereotypical romantic relationship in like Hollywood, you have the man chasing the woman, that kind of a thing, right? And then the woman, the divine feminine, she's seen as she's all about receiving. And she's considered, there's like a nothingness, which is not like she's nothing, of course, is that there is like there's just a faith of nothingness, like while the man is like the everything, like, yeah, this sounds so I know if I was a man I'd get in trouble for this, but no, this sounds obviously not this is balanced. These masculine and feminine energies, these are the healthy versions of them, because for a second there it sounded a little chauvinistic, but yes. So the idea being that a woman is more about receiving, the woman female energy, right? About receiving, not necessarily waiting, but having the faith in that what she's asked for, she being the feminine energy, will come to fruition, right? And then we really do want both of those energies within ourselves. I want to be able to know that I can know what I want, ask for it, and then have faith in the universe powers that be, that I am open to receiving it, right? And if you're not open to receiving something you asked for, then how can it be given to you, right? So this is really the overall energy of the world, if you think about it, that we have this give and take, and this give and receive energy. Not really take, but give and receiving energy. We're always kind of in that constant flow of that energy. Now, you may hear, if you already are a part of this community, the terms soulmates and twin flames. Now, there is a little bit of difference here, but they're very similar. So a soulmate is somebody that can be your, both of them can be your divine partners. A soulmate is somebody that we possibly have a past life connection to, if that is something that resonates with you. Have a very kind of, we feel like we know them before we meet them, or even when we meet them. And that is kind of like the sense of this sacred union, is that you sense that there is this divine partner out there that maybe you know, you don't know already, that is kind of working their way back to you. I feel like if you've seen the movie The Notebook, actually is a great example of this kind of energy, that they came together when they were young, and then they were kind of pulled apart because of the miscommunication, and then they were brought back together because they're drawn back together, right? So it's the idea that you're drawn to this divine partner over and over again, or just that someone you know, just this idea of it, right? You know, when I was a kid, obviously you think of like, oh, who am I gonna marry kind of thing. And there is that sense of what is that other out there, waiting for me, in a sense. Not really waiting, because, you know, we have to do our own things, but that kind of thing. So a soulmate is someone that you have a really deep, strong connection with, and they when you're with them, you learn from them because of who you are spiritually, and it's funny because, like, I find with soulmates, personally for me, soulmates aren't always romantic, because I have a lot of like really close friends that are like, I feel like that are soulmates in a way, but in this sacred union idea is that soulmates is somebody that you can have this really amazing connection with, loving connection with, and that you can come together and learn together. And like, I mean, people even use like, oh, my husband, my wife is my soulmate kind of thing, right? This undeniable connection that you have with them, that you can't ignore, right? Now, a twin flame is actually very similar, in that you have that feeling that you can't deny. It's very strong, but the difference is, and this is the very interesting, because I've learned this recently. So the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate is actually a twin flame is actually shares the same energy as you. A soulmate has their own energy. They literally have their own, I guess you'll say, their own soul. And this is where it's a little tricky and a little strange, because I was a little taken back by this too. But from what I've been learning about this is that a soulmate is someone who they've had their own past lives. They've had their own past story and past lives, right? So they have their own soul, basically. But a twin flame, you actually share the same soul, which is very fascinating, and I did not realize at first. So you share the same soul, so it's obviously you're in two separate bodies, and you have your own thoughts and feelings and everything like that. But the idea being that when you decided to come down for this lifetime, you decided to do a twin flame option. So the twin flame option is that you we're literally the same energy decided to split into two different energies, and then be like, okay, we're coming down here and we're gonna split into two, and and then we're just gonna find each other again. And then when you come back together, it's the intensity of the connection is so strong because you're literally coming back to your own energy. Yeah. So really interesting. Now a soulmate, they have their own soul, and they have their own soul. They have their own soul, and the connection can be just as strong, but it's not the same exact energy as you. So of course, like, so I was asking a woman that was into this, and I said, well, my twin flame and I, does that mean that we've had the same past lives? And she said, yes, because you're the same energy, and when you came down into this lifetime, you split into whatever energies you needed to split into to learn from this time. So so I was like, what? Like, yeah, so it's just really interesting. Now, the reason that the community has kind of started saying sacred union instead of just twin flame, because there's been a lot of twin flame readers, especially on YouTube and everything. And I love watching them, don't get me wrong. But the interesting thing is that twin flame is just an option. So not everybody decided to do the twin flame option. And so that is quite fascinating, because, like, we'll say my mom, I'm pretty sure didn't decide to be a twin flame. Let's say she didn't, right? Like, we'll say that she didn't decide to be a twin flame. So she came down and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna find like a divine partner. So that she goes and looks for a divine partner. Now, I guess I chose the twin flame option. So I decided to come down and seek out a twin flame. And so that my journey is to find the twin flame and learn from the twin flame and come back together. So it's really fascinating. Now, yeah, so the reason being they said sacred union because then everyone started thinking they were a twin flame. And it's not twin flames aren't better than soulmates. It's just the option that you chose. It's just kind of like anything. Like, you decided to get chicken instead of fish. You know, you're just like, okay, I chose the soulmate option instead of the twin flame option. And the twin flame option, I've been noticing, and from what I've been reading about and stuff, seems to be more intense than the soulmate option. And I think it's because it's your own energy, so it's even more intense than finding a soulmate. But it doesn't mean that it's better in any way. And you can keep on coming back together. And if you haven't learned, and this is especially with twin flames, but I would believe especially with I would say also with soulmates, is that we keep on coming back together and going apart because we have to keep on learning from each other, right? And then you have to see, like, are you ready? Are you ready to be in a balanced, healthy relationship? So I feel like it's better to say sacred union because you might not even know if you're on a twin flame or a soulmate journey until you meet the person or, feel it. Yeah. And I think that there are a lot of similarities that you can have with a soulmate and with a twin flame because they're both strong. soul connections, right? Literally, twin flame, same soul, and soulmate being that you're attracted literally to somebody that is helping you grow. Each relationship will help you grow. Now, there's a third relationship that is not a sacred union, and this is called a karmic partner. And a karmic partner is somebody that we have asked to teach us to grow in a way, in I hate to say a negative way, but a challenging way. So a karmic partner is basically the person that you don't have a I'm trying to say divine relationship, but not have a complementary relationship with. It's not a balanced, healthy relationship. So because you don't have this balanced, healthy relationship with this person, it teaches you a lot about yourself. So, but it's not someone that you want to end up with. You could end up with, because maybe that's the lesson that you have to learn. But I guess true love, romantically speaking, it's not the ideal person to end up with, would be a karmic partner, right? Yeah, so those are the three things. So soulmate, twin flame, and karmic partner. But if you see sacred union, they are talking about soulmates or twin flames. And again, they're not, soulmate and twin flame is not better or worse from each other. They're just a little different the difference being that the twin flame is literally the same soul, and soulmate is next to, right? So it says soulmate, that's how you remember it. Soulmate is that you are next to, your soul to soul, and twin flame is that you're twins, so you're literally like, as a twin would be in the same womb as each other. A twin flame shares the same soul. So if that helps you and makes sense, there you go. Yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to message me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, yeah, or even if you just want to reach out and like ask me about I guess my sacred union journey, or I mean I'm still on it, so but it's been really interesting lately. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. Like anything, right? Like our love lives are always a journey. But for me recently, it's been really intense, and right now today's October 1st, 2008. Obviously, because you might not always watch this on when I record it. So this Venus in retrograde is happening Friday, and from what I keep on hearing about the community surrounding soulmates and twin flames, the sacred union community, I guess we'll call it, there is a lot of talk about reunions happening because of this Libra energy, us being in partnerships, us being drawn back together. The next couple months and this year is a very strong energy. And I think with this Venus in Scorpio energy, it's very transformative, in that we can really look at ourselves and decide what we want to heal and take care of. Because with any type of true love relationship, and in manifesting that, you want to be your best self, right? Because you want to attract your best divine counterpart. Yeah, so that's really kind of the journey, right? The journey is to be your best self and attract the best things in your life, like anything, like career, love, whatever you want, right? So I think that's just a part of this journey, and how we're just, trying to discover who we are, and a part of that journey is finding and choosing the people that we want on that journey. Yeah, and I think that's what really Sacred Union is about, is really having a partner that you can continue to grow and learn with. Yeah. So I'll talk to you guys later, and have a wonderful day.